You're listening to Eureka on Monocle Radio, brought to you by the team behind The Entrepreneurs, the show all about inspiring people, innovative companies, and fresh ideas in global business. I'm Tom Edwards. Restaurateur and author Trevor Gulliver is one of the founders of St John, a British culinary institution which he manages with the great Fergus Henderson. Today, St John is an internationally renowned brand that encompasses multiple restaurants, bakeries, wines, and a merchandise line with luxury menswear brand Drake's that explores the other side of the table, imagining, if you will, what Trevor and Fergus might wear on producer visits, vineyard tours, and their famous, or should that be infamous, lunches. This clothing partnership has been so successful, they've launched a second collection that includes brown hiking tees emblazoned with the St John pig, an ecru cotton potter's vest with ample pockets, and long-sleeve jerseys with embroidered motifs. Well, let's hear a bit more about it from Trevor now. Here he is with how the journey began.
St John's sort of mantra has always been always the same but never the same. So we never know quite what we're going to do and where we'll be. We're still here after a relatively long time. And I like to think that St John's is quite an exciting place for everybody. People leave and go do great things. And occasionally people come and say, would you countenance doing this? Michael from Drake's had an idea. And we went, okay, us? And that's kind of how it started. And we sort of had, as usual, our methodology involves lunch. Then I think the first say Drake's understand that we are quite serious about what St John is, about what it stands for the people within it and the customers that come to it. So, and I hate the word brand. And I now give up. I do know that we do have wine with our names on it. It says St John, but at least I make it. So with that in mind, as a sort of counterpoint, we had some fun together. And obviously, I did ask about Drake's clothes. I'm always in Drake's buying things. And it seemed like it was quite mutual and it was kind of fun. The idea was to take it away from, if you like, the restaurant background. Of course, we do many more things, whether it's in the bakeries or in the vineyard. So to bring that element of St John in, I mean, the gilet is based on my gilet, which I use when I go wine tasting, which usually involves somewhere just in case I need my passport, somewhere with my tasting book, somewhere with my new tasting book, at least 3 pens, 2 handkerchiefs, one to wipe my face when it's got dribbles down it, the other to mop my brow. So you need a gilet. And you're standing up all day tasting many, many wines. So that was that. And equally, in terms of how we conduct ourselves out in the vineyard, there was another, I guess you'd use that terrible word, inspiration, but that meant in terms of, because we like to eat outside too, and one of the great things we do every year is our fete down in a little village in medieval France, you might say, and we're a part of the community. We have one added bonus is that I guess you could say we could cook. It means the mayor comes and everybody, so we have a whole life out in the vineyards. There is a whole vernacular that, whilst there is this kind of, I'm not an expert in fashion, but there is a kind of crossover into craft trade, brown coat wear, whatever it is. The thing that would intrigue is we've been wearing clothes both at work and generally, and in the vineyards, and that's, doesn't matter what it is, footwear or whatever. We like a little bit of style, and we have nice things to wear. And they kind of work. Well, they do work. For example, Fergus could be notorious for losing things. So inside one of the jackets, there's a pocket which appears quite often. I said, no, we need a jacket and a pocket. What's that for? And Fergus's passport. And it has a button. It closes. So everything has reality, a bit like my gilet. So, and it's good fun in wearing good clothes, particularly both texturally and in terms of the quality of cloth and things, which we enjoy. Sometimes we get a bit weary of fish to farm to fork to anything that alliterates. But maybe more importantly behind that, there is a true thing about wearing something that lasts, that something can be repaired. And I think that resonates with people whilst they want to be stylish. Yes, of course, we're in the West End, one of the epicentres of such, that world, if you will. There is an element of prudence. There's an element of common sense. There's an element of something becoming nurtured and favoured. Like you have, say, you had a billet de travail. I've still got my, I won't mention the name, but it's French. I've still got it, it's 30 years old. And I know the person that can mend it occasionally. And it's great, but that is the same with Drake's, that kind of idea that it is of value. I think that's kind of important. And also, when it comes to people spending hard-earned money, I think that's quite important. There's also something that, whilst each design house, if you want to call it that, or fashion house, has their own vernacular, you might say, but also behind that is actually something that you would always wear, or you'd wear again, or when fashion's changed, or today I'm going to wear this, which is kind of, we don't expect everyone to come to St. John all the time. We have regulars because they come once a year. And that's why I've always said a good restaurant takes a longer time than people nowadays are not allowed to do that. You use the media to fill your restaurant. We kind of, as I said to Fergus years ago, I said, we'll use our food because all we want is the people to come back. It was tough, but here we are 30 years later, I guess. We are the people that work for us and the people that come through our door. And, as everyone knows, many have gone on to do, boys and girls have gone on to do great restaurants, all kinds of things, front of house, around the world. So I think we're in good hands because day in, day out, whether it's in the bakery, the vineyard, the restaurants, all the different things we do, St. Johners are out there busy beavering away, and the future belongs to them.
That was Trevor Gulliver, the co-founder of St. John, and you can learn more by heading to stjohnrestaurant.com. And do look out for the new collection, available now online and at Drake's stores in London, New York and Seoul. That's all for this episode of Eureka. We'll be back at the same time next week. The programme was produced by Laura Kramer with audio editing by Jack Dewars. You can listen again and find out more at the website monocle.com, or follow us and catch up with the archive wherever you get your podcasts. If you'd like to reach the team, email Laura on lrk@monocle.com. I'm Tom Edwards, goodbye, and thanks for listening to Eureka.